The European hedgehog, or common hedgehog, is a hedgehog species found in these countries in Europe. It can survive across a wide range of habitat types, and it is a well-known species and a favorite in European gardens, both for its adorable appearance and for its preference for eating a range of garden pests. While populations are currently stable around most of Europe, it is thought to be declining severely in Great Britain. The species is largely nocturnal. It has a hesitant gait, frequently stopping to smell the air. Unlike the smaller, warmer climate species, the European hedgehog may hibernate in the winter. However, most wake at least once to move their nests. All right, so we're gonna make a hedgehog, and you're gonna take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, put it landscape, and I have an off-white paper just so you can see it better, but you can use white, is fine. I'm gonna fold it in half the landscape way, the hot dog way, and I'm gonna try to get it as even as I can. And then I'm gonna fold it in half the other direction as well. And this one, you're using construction paper, to push a little bit hard on the end. So the fold end is here. This is the side that opens, okay? And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pencil and we're gonna just sketch in where our hedgehog is going to be before we color it. So in the very corner, we're gonna draw kind of the circle nose. So the corner is gonna be his nose. So I've drawn in a little circle there for the nose, and then I'm gonna draw their little mouth. Whoops, I need to do that. Trying to draw this dark enough so you can see it. So here's the little mouth, and I'm gonna put an eye right up there with a, okay, and this might not look, we're gonna cut out part of this, so don't worry, but this is how it's gonna look. And then a little ear over here, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a line from the, you can watch me do it first, from the edge of the nose, and we're gonna do this curved line that kind of goes all the way up to the top of the paper. So it's gonna curve right above the eye. It's almost like making a big C there. And then once you have that drawn in, we're gonna draw another line that kind of is the body of our hedgehog. And they do have kind of like little round bodies. All right, now this might look really strange for now, but don't worry, it's gonna make sense here in a second. So I think the best thing to do is to cut out this portion right here so you can kind of picture what we're doing. So we're gonna cut through, it's four layers. So take your time, and I'm gonna start on the nose. I'm gonna go really slow, and I'm gonna cut that portion off, okay? And we're not gonna cut anything else yet. So now, if you have some crayons, I want you to get out some, they're gonna be different shades. If you have a couple different shades of brown, or some gray you could use. Hedgehogs kind of look like a grayish brown, I guess. Depends on where they're from. But I'm gonna find like a darker brown, and you might not have this many shades, that's okay. You can just, you can use one color and press either harder or lighter to make it look like different shades. So we're gonna start with the nose, and I want the nose to be fairly dark. If I have a darker color, I could use that. And then we're gonna go over the mouth as well, just to show it's kind of smiling a little bit. And the other thing you could do is use a thin marker to outline that mouth and even the eye, and outline the ear, sorry. But you're gonna definitely wanna color in crayon. Anyway, so those are a couple options. You can do it with crayon, you could do it with a marker. It's up to you. Now we're not gonna color in anything on this line here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start coloring in from that line, and I'm gonna show you what it's gonna end up being so you can get the idea. We're gonna end up cutting out our hedgehog. So he has like the prickly, like spikes he has on his back. So we're gonna eventually do that. So you're gonna wanna color this first, because I tried coloring it after I cut him and that's harder. So color this part, whichever shades of brown or gray you want. Layer all sorts of colors on top of one another. And I guess I want this color to go all the way through. Okay. And that gives you the idea. Now, the other thing you can do if you'd like is you could take one of your light colors and you could actually color in the whole body of your hedgehog if you wanted to. That actually looks kind of nice. And then what we're gonna do, all right, there he is. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut strips. So this doesn't have to be, it's gonna look really cool. So we're gonna cut, actually I'm gonna start at this end over here, and we're just gonna cut right to that line you drew around his back. So you're gonna cut just every so often. You're gonna make a snip, snip, and just keep cutting. When it gets longer, you might have to. Now you want them to be kind of small, but they don't have to be tiny. See, look how this one isn't a tiny, tiny strip. So I'm gonna cut the next one. I'm gonna keep going all the way around. And hedgehogs, their spines kind of go this direction, so I'm gonna keep kind of cutting them. And then just these last one, they'll kind of cut up. So the final thing you can do, see how my top isn't colored to the edge? You could also give your hedgehog a little bit of haircut. So watch me first. I'm just gonna cut across the top, and I'm gonna curve around on the end. You can do that if you want, you don't have to. See, I didn't get all the layers, so I have to cut that. So that's what my hedgehog, and then what you can do is kinda just move those around a little bit so some of them fold up, and then you have your cute hedgehog. Oops. There we go. I'll do that in front of you again. So there's your hedgehog with some spiky fur on him.